Johnny Fontana, Real World INFJ, back with another video.
Well, how our brains work heuristically is when faced with a situation, a novel situation, your brain will scan the entire data set that comprises your memory and everything you've ever experienced, and it will, from that information, cobble together what it feels is the best possible result, the best possible course of action, right? So, put another way, massive repetition of social interaction is the only way to cultivate a noticeably improved level of social intelligence. You want to have that biggest data set that you possibly can to draw from.
This one's going to be on how to avoid the Cyclops Ni response as an INFJ, okay? It's sort of my own term, if you will, okay? I'm adding the Cyclops aspect, which I'll go into detail in a bit, okay? I know in the past I've said that I will refrain from using TI, TE, NESI terminology and just really go deep into the cognitive function theory. But again, I've also stated that when I need to do research and when it applies in certain situations, I will do that research in order to support whatever that I'm researching. However, because the MBTI cognitive function stack is not in my everyday vocabulary, I will lose it, right? So if you don't use something, you lose it, right? So because I'm not always discussing that, like my common everyday people that I come across from all types of professions, okay, both elite and, lower class, middle class, I've never come across that, okay? So it's very limited to a sort of niche group or culture within the MBTI community, okay, which is fine, it's great, okay, I'm part of it, okay? So let me get into what NI is first, then we'll get into the what Cyclops is as it pertains to our thinking, and then we'll sort of wrap it up, okay? I'm obviously the few who are watching, okay, the dedicated few, I'm not going to rehash what NI is because you probably already know, and I hate when other people do it because I'm like, hey, get to the point. But I'm just going to base it on my understanding and how I use it, okay? So let me just read quickly. Basically, NI creates a dense web-like mass of information that is too large to be viewed in detail as a whole, but can be zoned in on to show intricate clusters and threads of thoughts. Okay, this network of data rests slightly outside the conscious mind, giving NI a dreamlike quality that is equally likely to be experienced in images and impressions as it is to produce concrete facts. Okay, because the focus of the NI perception is constantly scanning the whole, but also frequently zooming in on various thoughts and feelings and changing angles on a subject. Okay, the NI dominant people tend to experience their inner world as constantly fluctuating. Okay, now let's go into Cyclops. Cyclops is basically a Marvel superhero who has powers. Okay, and let me explain to you what his powers are. Okay, he basically has a like an optic projection. Okay, that creates like a blast. Okay, through his forehead. Okay, and it's a directed beam of kinetic force. Okay, and it's a red color. Okay, the projection is coming from an other dimensional aperture focused over his eyes. Okay, nothing is known about the dimension from which the red kinetic energy is released. Okay, also, instead of thinking it as a laser, think of it as an explosion he can point in a single direction. Okay, he can alter the intensity of the projection from being able to blow out a candle to being able to blast the top of a mountain off. Okay, due to a traumatic brain injury as a child, his mutant powers became active without sufficient control over his powers. This injury prevents him from controlling the apertures to his other dimension, so he needs a mechanical visor to compensate. So where am I going with all of this? I'm going to play for you a a video, okay, on audio, and I want you to remain balanced, okay? This is part of this training, if you will, okay? Let's play the clip.
Today we're at NYU getting students' opinions on President Trump's State of the Union address. Except that speech won't happen for another 7 days. But what will they say when we ask them what they thought of it? Let's find out. Well, we've been getting people's reactions today to the State of the Union last night. Some people were saying that it was the most racist State of the Union that's ever happened. What was your reaction to everything that was said?
I didn't watch it because I couldn't bring myself to watch it.
Quite racist at the very least, if not up there with most racist.
Yeah. Wow. It's already quickly climbing the scale. Some of the people said today that they thought his immigration stance and that he outlined last night was especially hateful.
Very offensive.
What do you think of it?
It's something that I wouldn't have expected to happen in like our lifetime.
It's offensive. It is crazy, but I'm not shocked by it, by what he's done in the past. So.
Okay, now we're remaining neutral. Okay, this is not here. I'm not trying to persuade you or anything like that. So don't even start calling names or, you know, this blank or that blank. Notice I am not even, all right, using terms, okay, to sort of persuade anyone. Remain neutral. The reason why I use this, okay, and why I'm also focusing on the NI is to demonstrate some of the issues that I and other people have, okay, when responding to others, okay, as a way of relating to others, and how sometimes people can perceive us as weird, and sometimes we may need to avoid it, and when to know when to do it and when not to do it. That's the key, because certain things have been happening recently from different people that I've been interacting with who may not be INFJs, but I've been starting to think of it, and then this thing triggered it, one of those aha moments. So that's why I went into the NI and so forth and so on, but I'm probably not going to use it again. So based on that, okay, audio clip that I provided for you, you have different camps, okay? Camps will be on this side and be like, hey, you know, they're just, fairies and whatever terms that you want to call, college millennials these days. And you have the other camp, which are those and says, oh yeah, that person that, we were discussing, of course he's whatever. So now for us, for someone like me, my default is not necessarily, of course I have my own preferences. I'm not going to reveal them, okay, because that's not what we do here, okay? But in my mind, my default is to say, well, hold on. Let me explain to you where that comes from. Well, because of the fact that probably because they haven't seen that or the whatever the event, okay, televised, and so therefore they probably didn't want to get caught off guard. Okay, so therefore they wanted to, demonstrate their understanding of it, especially when they're being filmed by a media of or that kind of
Stand back, everybody. Spit it out.
What do you call it again? A popular news station. So I didn't want to get caught off guard. I wanted to seem as if I knew what I was discussing. Now that's fine. Problem is that as it pertains to relating to people, sometimes we have to remain balanced, meaning that we have to look at the topic at face value. At face value, if you're asked a question, hey, what did you think of something that did not occur? And you respond as if it did occur. Not only that, you provide your own opinion and you thrash whether it's a positive opinion or negative. You don't provide an objective point of view based on something that you did not watch. That's unreasonable. I don't care who you are or what you are. However, you have, again, people who are like us, will go into that place, okay? That Cyclops space, that other dimension, because they've seen it before, and they'll go in and now think that I'm trying to hold my thought now. Instead of remaining neutral, they'll now partake in slander, okay? They'll have that, okay, let me explain to you where it comes from, but they'll provide more of the slanderous point of view, and they'll attack. And then you'll have the others, well, let me explain where that comes from, and then they'll attack the other side. You see what I'm saying to you? Whereas us, sometimes we'll sit here and say, oh, well, I'm going to be neutral, but here's where it all comes from, and whatever. And sometimes people be like, Johnny, I really didn't want to go there. Like, I see where you're coming from, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's funny. The people are saying things or regurgitating information based on groupthink on a televised event that they did not watch. Keep it there. Like, stop going so deep. You see what I'm saying to you? And what happens now? You say, okay, I get it. But, I see where you're coming from. I get it. But you really have to understand that it wasn't really the person. And you try to, like, dig deep and the people, and that's why sometimes people are like, yo, bro, like, give it up, man. Like, I get it, man. But, like, you just, like, ruining everything. And, like, we're just, like, having a conversation. Like, we're trying to relate. Everyone's just trying to be. And the people who bring this up often may not even have any political stance or they just may want to be made neutral, and they just want to just have a conversation based on people just being stupid, right, and giving idiotic responses, and they just want to just have some laughs. But you want to sit here and try to, like, dissect everything, and it's like, or sometimes, let's say for example, you'll send someone a video. It happens a lot, and it's not, I'm not singling out any one particular person. Happens a lot. You'll send whatever, especially if you are friends with intuitive types, and you say, hey, what do you think about that, whatever. Instead of now the person actually discussing the nature of the content, right, and be like, yeah, this is what I got from it, they'll sit here and analyze, yeah, that, I was thinking about how he was wearing that and he was wearing that and how that connected to this and that. It's like, yo, I get it, but there's a time and place for it. Like, I'm actually trying to engage, right? Because I want to figure something out, and instead of now because I want your thought, because I know that you can provide me something, right? That can also trigger me, and instead of now providing me the context, in order to bounce off of your energy and your thoughts or whatever, and maybe we can trigger something else and go other places. You now are stuck on what the person's wearing and the haircut and how the person may, it's just all kind of other stuff. So that's why there's a time and place for that. And just, this video is more to empower ourselves, right? Also for me, like, because I give these videos also to sort of reiterate, okay? To be like, hey, remember, don't go there. It's good to go there sometimes with the right people at the right time. But certain people don't want that. All they want is to laugh, and they just want to say, hey, here's what happened. This is what I read last night. And instead of now you actually partaking in the laughter and that good, you sort of like bring the whole mood down with this whole, well, I know where it exactly came from. Because you can see deeper, because you have that Cyclops effects where you can penetrate through other dimensions and have that thing come back to you and connect the dots, and you know everything, so you want everything to be, but not everyone is on that level, because not everyone has that Cyclops Ni ability, right? And so that's why, because this morning I was listening to it, I heard it, just, someone said it, and immediately it was like I was, even before I responded, I was going to that default mode of, oh, well, they probably got off guard and this and that. And I'm like, oh, don't respond that way, because people, the people who I'm with, they're not trying to, they're not going in that direction. They're not trying to, they're being not even objective. They're just having a laugh. So you don't want to start and go into these places and create some kind of weird, atmosphere dynamic. So anyway, just for future reference, try to avoid that Cyclops Ni response, okay? You can do it, around me, but not all the time, because sometimes we're like, hey, bro, like, and sometimes I'll do it and you be like, hey, stop, So just try to be mindful of that, okay? That's why I give these responses, and I've been thinking last night. There's this guy named Brian Chambers. You can watch, look him up on YouTube. I did a video on him, and I see a lot of people just, I don't know. I'm not upset at it, but a lot of people seem to be like preying on the weak. Like all their videos are focused on why you suck, why can't you get your life together, why can't you do this? It's like, instead of now telling people, why can't they do this, why don't you empower them, provide them. But again, if you're not an INFP, if you're not an INFJ, it's kind of difficult other than just to give basic foundation information that anyone can relate to, right? And this guy, Brian Chambers, I made a video on him on how he's given INFJ relationship advice based on him being an ENTJ, but not really being specific to INFJs. And he's given it's like he's almost like obsessed with like INFJ. But you see how I'm able to talk to you about the NI and the Cyclops and actually give you real world events, to give you an auditory or visual content, supporting content that can sort of now bring it back and relate to us and how we deal with certain things. And then now say, okay, now this is how we can now, to avoid that, promote growth, right? But no, these people, because they base their information on comments that they've read from other people and who are underdeveloped, who are inexperienced, and then now they thrive on that and says, yeah. And at one point he has a video that says, I am not INFP, I am not your life coach. That alone right there, if you take all his videos and then you start wondering why you're making so many videos, especially when in one of his videos he says that INFJs are complaining of the fact that he's making too many INFP videos and now they want the INFJ videos. And then now you make another video on how you're not the INFP life coach. And then now your other videos, why are you failing at your work? Why INFPs are failing at work and why INFJs suck at relationships. Bro, like you are not an INFJ or an INFP. It's like you're not an NF. You're an ENTJ. You're what I'm saying to you? So it's like, and it just frustrates me. But anyway, this is a wrap. Johnny Fontana, Real World INFJ. We out. Again, I don't keep track of the comments. I appreciate if you do comment. If not, again, this is not for the masses. I'm not trying to amass a whole lot of following or subscribers, because I really feel that there are very few people who understand where I'm coming from. Okay, and I'm sure that there are a lot of other INFJs, okay, who love theory and cognitive functions, and all they want to do is stay in their rooms and learn the intellect of MBTI, which is fine. There's so many viewers, so many of that. I want to create my own lane for the few, the proud, the INFJ, the 1%, those who are, in the real world, doing their things. They have kids, they have children, they have responsibilities, and they're not wanting to look at videos, regarding why they suck at relationships. Bro, I've been in a relationship for 14 years. I'm married with 2 kids. I have a great relationship. I understand how to work a relationship. I understand communication. It's been through years. So I want you to make a video on how INFJs can be great at relationships, but give me specifics as it pertains to NI, FE, all that stuff, and how I use it. Not based on information that you saw on comments from inexperienced people. You see what I'm saying to you? Talk about how I can go from different jobs, from being a personal trainer to working with the government to, being a police officer, and then how I'm actually, going through life like that, having my own business, moving from country to country, state to state, right? And me evolving as an individual, and me being able to, also being a DJing at nightclubs while I'm a police, by day. Like all these kind of things, right? Like explain that to me, but from an INFJ point of view, from an NI, FE and all that stuff, and obviously not using the terms, but you saw what I'm saying to you? But you can't. Because all you go off of is commentary from people who don't have this experience. okay, and also the other intellect types. That's what when you watch their videos, it's NE and TE and then a this and that, like they're freaking some professor. Like, bro, like that's all jargon to me. Talk to me about the real life. Talk to me about, right? Like, do what I do.
And so again, let me say it again. Massive repetition of social interaction is the only way to cultivate a noticeably improved level of social intelligence.
Anyway, this is the protector in me. Okay, this is what the protector is all about. Okay, this isn't the protector. It's like if you're gonna wear the INFJ patch, you gotta wear it, and you gotta wear it well, and you have to wear it with honor. Don't just wear it just because, oh well, I feel this aspect, but I don't feel this aspect. No, if you're gonna read the book, you need to apply it. Don't just, apply the theory and think that this is all that counts. Anyway, I'm not gonna leave upset. I just need to bring that up because sometimes it really, because it's the big picture, it's the subconscious lens of seeing what's happening. Everything just sort of like, coming through, and then it's like there's no space. And even like Jordan Peterson now I'm starting to see everything now in Jordan Peterson is, why men are this or how men are that and this and that. Like it's all like, like he's feeding off the weak now. You see what I'm saying to you? Like he's just feeding off the weak. And I'm noticing a trend on YouTube where all these people who used to empower people are now feeding off the weak. Because I think and even like the dating coaches used to give coach advice on how to pick up women and how to do this, because I use it not to pick up women, but understand social dynamics, because I understand how to read, because a lot of the information they provide is beyond just picking up women. It has to do with understanding people, reading body language and so forth. And I would use that, especially when I'm related to my DJ crowd, right? So understanding how to especially in a nightclub environment, certain people, whatever. So I would use that. But now they've gotten away from that, and now they're talking about self-help and this and how to empower yourself and this and that, and they're preying on the weak. It's really weird, and I'm seeing all of this stuff.
The original pickup community was extremely nerdy. It was like, a few sites on the internet, it was hard to find, and the people that were there were very dedicated. Very, very nerdy, but there was this ethos, this idea, everything must be field tested. I'll try anything. I want to grow, I want to learn. We've almost come full circle, right? When you look at some of the biggest companies teaching pickup advice, they're not even teaching pickup anymore. In fact, what it's become is you have pickup advice over here, like self-help over here, and pickup is this weird sort of in-between where it's kind of like the watered-down version of both, and it's just bullshit. It's just flat out like concepts that are designed to be woo-woo and feel good, or they're designed to be politically correct and sound good, but they're not actually geared to get you a result. And why is this? It's essentially because the pickup community has become commercialized. But a lot of people have realized you can make a buck teaching pickup. And the easiest way, not the best way, but the easiest way to make a buck teaching pickup is to teach the lowest common denominator. To teach beginners how to get a tiny little bit of result and feel good about themselves. And that's it. And that lasts for a few days, and they go back to their regular life, adopt their old habits, and they've actually not grown because they didn't actually learn a skill set. They just got in a better mood for a little bit. And then they think, oh, well, I did so well on that program, maybe I need to go take another program, and they come back to get that high again. It's the same thing that happens with like self-help seminar junkies, right? They feel high because of a program, but they didn't actually gain a skill set. They didn't actually gain anything tangible and lasting, and then they have to keep coming back, and there's no real growth, right? But that's the easiest way to teach, because you can do things that are politically correct. You can do things that can be shared with friends, right? Mainstream advice, no one's gonna frown on it. No one's gonna think you're weird because of it. So it's safe. It's safe and it's nice and it feels good, it's politically correct, but does it work? Not really.
This thing of people that just preying on the weak. It's really weird. Anyway, Johnny Fontana, info@boothridertv.com. If you need to catch me, email me directly and we'll discuss. You can discuss with me anything you want. You have problems, you want to sort of jive on certain things, get my whatever, and I can learn from you as well. It's not about me being superior or whatever. It's about being able to jive on that level so we can grow. Okay? Yeah.